Hi, welcome back guys. This is your friend, Lettuce Head Fanfics. Back with amazing fanfiction. This is the series of What If Deku Was Son of the Global Seal? Now before starting, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this. Now let's get into the fanfic. Before Izuku Yagi. Likes. His uncles, aunties, all might, heroes, Katsuden. Dislikes, arrogant people, bullies and villains. Now Izuku Midoriya. Age, 15. Likes. His uncles and aunties, his father, working at his company, his girlfriend, Eri, Izuku and Mina found her in a basket abandoned when they were on a date. Dislikes, 1A, Mina. The Yagis, seeing his girlfriend sad or hurt. Mina Ashido. Age, 15. Likes, her boyfriend, dance, studying, Izuku helped Mina study. Teasing Izuku when she's wearing revealing clothes, training, sitting on Izuku's lap, Eri. Dislikes, 1A, the Yagis, seeing Izuku sad or hurt. A boy, no older than 12 years old with green curly hair and emerald eyes, lay on the ground, bleeding, bruised, and unconscious. Next to him was a girl with pink hair and skin. The boy was Izuku Midoriya, and the girl was Mina Ashido. Izuku found himself in this situation because he was born without a quirk. Since he was 4 and diagnosed as quirkless, his life took a drastic turn. School sabotaged his grades, and his stepsister Izumi and her friends bullied and tormented him relentlessly. Mina approached Izuku, trying to help him after escaping her former friends. They laughed as they left, unaware that Mina wore contact lenses capable of recording their actions. She called an ambulance for Izuku, who was soon in a hospital bed with bandages covering his body while Mina sat at the table next to him. When Mina's parents arrived, she explained everything, and they were furious about what had happened to Izuku. A doctor entered the room. "We finished patching the young boy, but he needs a blood donor. Luckily, we have someone with his blood type." A man with green curly hair and emerald eyes entered. "Hisashi? What are you doing here?" Mina's father asked. "I'm the donor for the boy," Hisashi said, noticing Izuku. "Son." Everyone was confused. Mina's father pressed Hisashi for an explanation. Hisashi revealed that Inko, Izuku's mother, had cheated on him with Toshinori while PRGT with Izuku, using their hero status to keep him away from his son. The doctor interrupted, "You can discuss this later. Right now, the boy needs a blood transfusion." Hisashi lay on a bed next to Izuku, and the doctor began the transfusion. Mina approached Hisashi. "Mr. Midoriya, I have something that will help you with your case." She pulled out the contact lenses. "Since I was 10, I wore these every time Izuku was treated badly. They recorded everything." "Thank you for this, young lady," Hisashi replied gratefully. After the blood transfusion was complete, Hisashi gathered the evidence to present to Child Protection Services to revoke Inko and Toshinori's rights. Mina stayed with Izuku, refusing to leave him alone, even as her parents urged her to go home. The next day, Izuku woke up. "Where am I?" he asked, noticing Mina asleep in a chair beside him. He felt a blush rise as he realized she was his only friend who stood by him, and he had developed feelings for her. He remembered the contact lenses and took them out, placing them in their case. Hisashi entered the room. "You're awake, son." "Huh?" Izuku replied, confused. Hisashi explained that he was Izuku's biological father and how Inko had cheated on him with Toshinori. Overwhelmed, Izuku hugged Hisashi and cried, releasing all his pent-up emotions. He then shared the story of his struggles and handed Hisashi the contact lenses. That night, Izuku spent time at Hisashi's house. The following day was both Izuku and Mina's birthday. Mina gifted Izuku a new PlayStation. Meanwhile, at the Yagi's home, everyone was celebrating Izumi's birthday. Izumi was excited about receiving one for all, thinking, "With OFA, I can protect you, Oni-chan." While the adults appeared happy outside, they were furious inside after seeing the evidence Hisashi and the Ashidos presented about how their children had treated Izuku. "Happy birthday, Izumi," Inko said. "Happy birthday, my daughter," Toshinori added. Then, there was a knock at the door. "I'll get it," Mitsuki said, opening the door to reveal Hisashi. What are you doing here? Mitsuki asked as Hisashi walked toward Inko. Inko, what are you? She began, but Hisashi interrupted by punching her in the face, breaking her nose. How could you do something like this? It's one thing that you cheated on me, but to abuse and neglect my son for something beyond his control is worse than anything. A representative from Child Protection entered. I'm from Child Protection, and I revoke your rights over Izuku, Inko and Toshinori Yagi. You can't do that. Inko protested. I'll fight for my son in court, villain, Toshinori declared. Take that, villain. Izuku deserves to be on our side while we become heroes, Tenya added. I don't think so, Izuku said, stepping forward with a few belongings packed. My baby boy, Inko cried, realizing the gravity of the situation. Izuku, drop the act, Inko. Toshinori, son, I didn't raise you to speak like that. Izuku, shut up, All Might. Toshinori, shocked how? Izuku, next time, both of you change in your room, not in the living room. Hisashi, are you ready to leave, son? Izuku, yes, Dad. Momo, where are you going, Zuzu? Izuku, to live with my father from now on. Ejiro, but what about your dream of becoming a hero? Izuku, it's dead. You got what you wanted. I'm not going to become a hero, and I don't want to see any of you again. All of you can just forget about me. The members of Class 1A were shocked by his words, and the girls broke down in tears. Tenya, Izuku, look at what you've done. Apologize right now and come back to us. Then Tensei punched Tenya in the face. Tensei, don't you dare try to order Izuku around like you have any control over him. Tenya, but I'm his superior. He should listen to me. Mr. Ida, that's it. From this day on, we're disowning you and kicking you out of the house. Tenya left crying. Toshinori thought, I need to call. Hisashi, don't even think about calling the Hero Commission. I'm the CEO of Midoriya Industries. My company is global. I have diplomatic immunity. I can make the Hero Commission listen to me. Nizu, you're lucky Izuku didn't want to destroy your dreams. But when you're at my school, you'll be on very thin ice. Izuku and Hisashi left, followed by the adults. CP, now I must leave as well. Happy birthday to Izumi Yagi, your only daughter. Class 1A looked down in guilt. Toshinori didn't know what to do. Inko rushed to Izuku's room and grabbed an All Might onesie. Inko, don't worry, my baby boy. Your mama is here. Toshinori, honey, that's not Izuku. Inko, of course it is. Look at him. Toshinori tried to grab the onesie, but Inko used her quirk, pushing him against the wall. Inko, my baby boy. With Izuku, Mina and Hisashi were walking through the street. Hisashi, now that you don't have to deal with them, son, what dream will you have? Izuku, if being a hero is going to be like them, then I don't want it anymore. I think I'll start my own company like you, Dad. Mina hugged Izuku. Mina, and I'll support you. Izuku, and I'll support you too, Mina. 2 years passed since Izuku was saved by his real father, Hisashi, and he was happy to have a fulfilling life. However, his dream of being a hero was gone, and he was now doing online schooling because Hisashi knew Inko and Toshinori would look for Izuku and try to save him. Izuku had gained some confidence since then, but he was still the same kind-hearted person. Sometimes, Mina would tease him about how much she had changed over the years. But Izuku was at home doing chores like laundry, vacuuming, and washing dishes. Even though Hisashi was wealthy, both Izuku and he did their own chores, as they preferred a modest lifestyle. After finishing vacuuming, Izuku heard a knock on the door. When he opened it, he was surprised to see Mina standing there in a light blue maid outfit. Mina, smiling good day, Mr. Izuku. I come here to serve you. May I come in? Earlier, Mina had finished school for the day, and her friends kept asking her about Izuku, but she refused to tell them anything. Then she saw a maid shop and got an idea. She called Hisashi. Hisashi? Hello? Mina, it's me, Mr. Midoriya. Hisashi, Mina, please call me by my name. You deserve it after saving my son. What can I do for you? Mina, I was wondering if I could help Izuku with his chores around the house. I also need to study, and he's a great teacher. My grades have improved, and I'm at the top of my class now. Hisashi, that's great, Mina. Yes, you can help Izuku if you want. Mina, thanks. Can I wear a maid outfit? Hisashi, sure, but don't tease him too much. That might make him faint. Mina blushed at this. Mina, I won't. Hisashi, you're welcome. And if you want to be with my son and he wants to be with you, you have my approval. But I'm not ready to be a grandparent just yet. After the call, Mina entered the store and purchased the maid outfit she wanted. Then she went to Izuku's house and knocked on the door. Presently, Izuku was still looking at Mina in her maid outfit. Mina, can I come in, Izuku? Izuku wiped the blood from his nose and nodded. Mina, thank you. Mina entered, and Izuku closed the door. Izuku, Mina, what are you doing here? Mina, well, since you always help me with my studies, I thought I could help you with chores around the house. Izuku was still processing this but nodded. Mina, then let's go. She grabbed his arm and led him to the kitchen. Izuku had improved and could speak normally now. I need to wash the dishes, he said. You don't have to do this, Mina, he added. Sorry, but you help me with studies, and I'm going to help you with chores. I won't take no for an answer. Seeing that he couldn't win, he let her help with the chores. They started washing the dishes, but Izuku was puzzled by Mina's outfit. Mina, why are you wearing that? He asked. Mina smirked. Because I like it. Don't you think it suits me? Izuku felt a blush creep onto his face. Yes, it suits you. He whispered, so big. Mina caught his comment and smiled even more. Well, I know he likes my outfit, she thought. She stopped washing the dishes, grabbed Izuku's arms, and playfully pinned him to the wall. Like it, Izubabe? Izuku's blush deepened, and he nodded, waving his hands in front of him. I'm sorry, Mina. I'm not a pervert. I know, Izubabe, she replied with a smile. It's not bad to appreciate it. Besides, I asked. You just answered. After that, they resumed washing the dishes. Once they finished, they relaxed on the couch. Izuku noticed Mina's homework on the table. Mina, what's this? It's my homework. Don't worry. I'll do it alone. I don't want you to think I'm using you for that. Plus, you helped me study a lot, and now I'm one of the smartest in the class. It's no problem. I can help you with it. I don't mind, Izuku offered. Thanks. But I don't want to force you to do it for me. Hearing that, Izuku remembered the times when Izumi had pressured him into doing her homework, and he began to hyperventilate. Mina noticed his distress and quickly thought of a way to help. She threw one leg over his waist and sat on his lap, pulling his head onto her chest. Relax, Izuku. I won't hurt you, I promise. Just breathe and listen to my voice. Izuku started to calm down. There you go, Izubabe. Just keep breathing deep for me. Mina slowly opened her eyes and realized she wasn't in her room. She felt arms hugging her and noticed Izuku was holding her close, his head resting against her. Now I remember, she said softly, playing with his hair. She wanted to move out of his embrace but hesitated, feeling a strange sensation. Mina looked down and saw Izuku was still asleep. How could they bully someone so kind? She thought. She carefully got out from his hug and climbed on top of him, playfully kissing his neck. As she did, small sounds of surprise escaped them both. That feels good, she exclaimed without realizing it. Izuku stirred awake. Mina. Terrified, she looked at him. What are you doing? He asked, confused. Mina quickly got off him. I'm sorry, Izuku. I didn't mean to, I thought you would enjoy it. Izuku reached out his hand toward her. Mina braced herself, expecting a reprimand, but instead he gently patted her head, causing her to purr. That was unexpected, he said. Are you mad at me? She asked. Mad? Confused? Yes. Why confused? Why would someone like you want to be with someone like me? Her heart sank at his words. She smiled sadly at him. You're not just anyone, Izuku. You're handsome and kind. You never made fun of my appearance. You're amazing. Mina hugged him and he instinctively hugged back. After a moment, they broke the hug and Mina stood up, playfully giving him a view. Izuku turned red and looked away. Does Izuku like my outfit? She teased, winking at him. He stammered, I mean, I'm sorry. Don't be. I enjoy it when you notice me. If you were anyone else, I would have reacted differently. Anyway, I better get ready to go home. Can I take a shower first? Go ahead. By the time you get out, I'll have breakfast ready. Mina took a quick shower while Izuku prepared breakfast. After a little incident in the kitchen, Izuku had to ask her to stay out. Once breakfast was ready, Hisashi walked in. Good morning, he greeted. Izuku, good morning, Dad. Hisashi, smell the food, what smells so delicious? Mina, Izuku just finished breakfast. All three eat the breakfast. Hisashi, son, there's something I need to tell you. Izuku, what is it, Dad? Hisashi, I got an offer to work in America and start a new company there. But I can't take you with because I know your fiancé will be upset. Mina, fiancé? Hisashi, yes. Because Toshinori and Inko want to force Izuku to marry Izumi and her girlfriends. Izuku, and that way they'll be taking me from you. To Hisashi, I know. That's why Izuku, you have to be engaged with someone. Mina, with who? Hisashi, with you. Mina, me? Hisashi, yes. I know that you're a kind girl to my son and I can't think of better choice. Izuku, Mina, you don't have tea. Izuku was interrupted because Mina kissed him on the lips. Izuku was shocked at first, but then kissed back after they separated. Mina, Izuku, I love you and I'll be happy to be your fiancé. Hisashi, then it's settled. From this day on, you're Mina Ashido Midoriya. Time skip, thanks to Kurumi, a year passed since Hisashi moved to America, but he makes sure to come every month and spend a week in Japan with Izuku. Izuku is now 15 and so is Mina. Their relationship grows stronger and stronger. As for his past, Toshinori and Inko got depressed when they were heroes. They smiled, but smile only show pain and suffering. Once they got home, Inko started to clean the biggest room in the house, the room that they say it's Izuku for when he'll return. Before this room, which Izuku didn't even put a foot in it, Izuku slept under the stairs or in basement 1. Toshinori got on their sleeping room and collapsed on the floor, crying. As for 1A, Izumi got depressed, and also because OFA refused to go to her. 1 Shoto and Shoka lost their siblings. Respect Momo tried many times to try to locate where Izuku lives, but her parents block her access. Tutsuyu also lost her siblings' respect and trust because Izuku always play with them. 1 The Godzilla twins, the Bakugo twins, got every electric stuff confiscated. 18 phones, MP3 player, video games, computers, even watches. Many got deep in depression. But for girls also grow anger towards Mina because they find out about the engagement with Izuku. 4 As for Mina, she got transferred to another school, a private one, to make sure they don't get any ideas, but she knew that she'll meet them at UA. And author note: after I finished the chapter for Roddy one-shots, I'm gonna focus only on the Spider-Man story 1 after the Spider-Man story is finished. Next is gonna be Izuku Bendi. In May I'm gonna start to write the prologue of Izuku Midoriya the Green Demon, and I think until June I'm gonna write Izuku Midoriya Resident Evil next. 10 months of training Mina after entrance exam, then UA first day for Mina 1 until next time chapter. No one. POV: Izuku woke up from his sleep and saw his appealing fiancée sleeping next to him in their bed. Mina was sleeping in her underwear and Izuku looked at how appealing Mina was. Izuku, you're so appealing, Mina. Mina moved and now she was sleeping on her back. Izuku got a hell of a look at Mina's toned body, her giant breasts, her thick thighs and her toned stomach. Izuku couldn't resist the urge to want to grope Mina's breasts and he grabbed them. Mina's breasts were like marshmallows, soft. By grabbing Mina's breasts, she make a small Izuku terrified, stop. But he saw that Mina was still sleeping. Then he resumed to grope her breasts. Izuku, they're so soft. Mina, yes. They are. Izuku stopped freezing because Mina just pretend to be asleep. Mina rise up and was now in front of Izuku. Izuku, blush. I'm sorry, Mina. I didn't mean to do that. Mina grinned and tackled Izuku on the bed and got on top of him. She pressed her breasts on his chest. Mina, you like to squeeze my breasts, Izubabe? Izuku blushed, nodding. Mina, don't be flustered. We are engaged after all. You can also peek when I'm changing. Now, I need my morning kiss. They kissed on the lips for almost 2 minutes, then they got to the shower. Izuku drooled when he saw Mina's naked body. Mina, oh, you like what you see, Izubabe? Izuku nodded, blushing. Mina, then let's get in. Since we're engaged, we need to wash each other. Mina dragged Izuku inside the shower and they started to wash each other. Mina couldn't take her eyes from Izuku 10-inch PP. Mina. Izuku, can I ask you something? Izuku knew that when Mina called him by his name and not Izubabe, she's serious. Izuku, what is it, Mina? Mina, can you take my virginity? Steams come out of Izuku ears and got bright red. Mina was the same and still can't believe she asked that. Izuku, blushing, why do you ask that, Mina? Mina, blush because since I saw you I felt in love with you, Izuku. At first Ejiro tried to get with me, but I also pushed him over. At first he didn't even get along with me because I was different. Because of the color of my skin. Izuku then realized that both of them are different side of a coin. He was quirkless and got treated like a virus. She has a quirk but she's treated the same because of her appearance. Izuku then hugged Mina and helped her calm down. Izuku, you're appealing, Mina. Just the way you are. Whoever say something about, they lost their chance to be with a wonderful girl like you. And for your question. If you want me to take your virginity, then I'll do it if it's what you truly want. Mina, yes. And don't worry, it's my first day. Also, Mina got to the mirror and got a pill. Mina, I took a pill. Izuku PP grow to 13-inch 1. They closed the door of the shower later. Mina, more. Give me more. Izuku, as you wish, my appealing. Izuku came harder inside Mina, then he let her down and grabbed her, but Mina, Izuku not there. But it was too late because Izuku came inside her. But Mina, my butt, it's so hot. After Mina is tired as hell after Izuku came for the 6th time inside her. 1 Izuku, sorry for that. Mina. Mina, tired, don't worry about it, Izubabe. It was worth it. They had to shower again because of the exorcises. Now Izuku is carrying Mina bridal style because Mina is feeling her legs like jelly. Izuku dressed both him and Mina and then he placed Mina on the couch since it was weekend. Izuku didn't have to work at the company. So he spent the day with Mina. They watch TV and play video games, but on one condition: Mina wanted to sit on Izuku's lap. Izuku allowed Mina to sit on his lap. Izuku, Mina, you said that you wanted to go to UA, right? Mina, yes. Izuku, you know that they'll be there as well? Mina, yes. I know that, but I'll fight them if I had to resort to that. Izuku, if you want, I can help you train for the entrance exam. Mina, really? Izuku, and the training began. Izuku showed Mina ways to improve her quirk, also exercises for her body. 3 weeks of a month Izuku and Mina spend training, and the last week of the month they relax. Time skip, thanks to Kurumi. In 2 days is the entrance exam, and now Izuku and Mina are on a date, but the date didn't last long because they saw their former friends chapter and no one POV. It was time for the entrance exam. Izuku and Mina got dressed up. Izuku would go to watch the support course entrance exam while Mina will go to the hero course entrance exam. Mina got in her school uniform while Izuku got in a fancy suit. Mina, smirk, oh, I didn't know you have such elegance. Izuku, bow, you'll be surprised. They hold hands and head to UA. Many girls and women envied Mina. After a few minutes of walking, Izuku house is a few minutes from UA. They arrived at UA there. Mina was sad because they had to split up since they were going to different directions. Izuku goes to support course exam and Mina goes to the hero course exam. Izuku watched the exam and some of them picked up his interest, and in the future, he'll hire some of them. Luckily for Izuku, he didn't have to deal with them with Mina since she was transferred to another school. She didn't have to sit next to Izumi and the others. Time skip, thanks to Kurumi. Mina finished the exam and together with Izuku they go back home before Toshinori, Inko and 1A try anything. Now Izuku and Mina returned home where they changed clothes and they go for a walk. Izuku bought a hamburger, while Mina got a boba tea. I tried and I don't really like it. I'm more of an energy drink guy. 3 Mina, Izuku, can I have a bite? Izuku, sure. Mina grabbed Izuku's hand and took a bite from the hamburger. After they finished the burger and the tea, they got back home. Izuku and Mina got to bed where Mina was in her underwear. Mina, hold her BRS like them, Izubabe? 1 Izuku wouldn't want it to stare, but her giant BRSs were impossible to be ignored. Mina, I take the stare as a yes. Well, they're all yours to grope. Izuku, Mina, I don't want to take advantage of you. Mina, don't worry, Izubabe. I don't mind. You're my fiancé and I don't mind. Izuku then began to grope her BRSTS, making her They didn't do anything. After a few moments of JRPG, they got to bed. Mina, Izuku, I want cuddle. Izuku, I would love to give you cuddles, Mina. But I'm tired. Mina, You either give me cuddles or I'll punish you with my terrible cooking. Hearing this, Izuku immediately complies. Small future Momo tried to attack Mina and force her to tell her where's Izuku, but Mina being stronger physically, she locked Momo in a figure 8 leg lock. Credit goes to Iriona on DeviantArt. For clear version, subscribe to the artist. Link in the comments. Mina, how do you like that, Momo? Locked in figure 8 leg lock. Can you handle the pain? Not so tough now, huh? Momo grunts in pain. Mina, please let me go. This is torture, it hurts. Let me go. 3 Mina, why should I? You caused Izuku so much pain in the past. Tell me. Lift Momo legs higher. Does it hurt? Momo, yes. It hurts so bad. Please let me go. Mina, it's just a little payback for what you did to Izuku. Besides, I'm having so much fun making you suffer, Momo. Momo, this hurts so bad. Can't we call it even and move on? Mina, nope, sorry. I'm enjoying this way too much. Let's see how long can last in my hold. Besides, I'm sure Izuku would love it. I already set my phone to record this. Chapter end. No one POV. Mina was awoken bright and early, much to her surprise as she had forgotten to set her alarm. Again, but this time, she heard the alarm, but not her alarm sound. Yet she had no problem waking up, not when her fuzzy pillow felt like it was breathing into her berth. She froze as the sleepiness slowly drifted away, and her eyes snapped open in a flash. Looking down, she saw the sleeping form of one Izuku being held into her berth. Mina, oh, that makes much more sense. She put her hands on either side of his head and lifted up. As she pushed back, she had to bite her lip, feeling her folds touch something harder than diamonds. She looked down and saw his massive python pitching one hell of a tent. Mina thought, hell, that thing's enormous. Hee whoever gets to enjoy that huge PP better never hurt Izubabe or I'll effing melt they melons off. And yet, they bully Izubabe for something beyond his control. Too, she thought as she remembered the various times Izuku had nearly had panic attacks, especially when Izuku remembered what happened in the past. She looked to the sleeping boy and then back down at his grinning. She moved her arms to hug the boy as she lowered herself back to laying on top of him. As she placed her head in the crook of his neck as she lay on top of him, she began to kiss his neck as she slowly grinded on his morning wood, making them both release small ums, careful not to grind too hard for fear of how panicked he would be should he wake up to it. She was enjoying it as she kissed his neck, especially when he bucked up into her. Mina, OF, that feels so good, Izubabe. She ummed out without realizing it. She grinded a bit harder until she was frozen by one word. Izuku, Mina? She heard his terrified stutter squeak out. Mina, Eep. Hi Izubabe, she said as she froze in place. Izuku, what are you doing? He asked, scared. She sighed and lifted up off him with her palms on each side of him. Mina, I kinda woke up, and when I went to move off of you, I felt your anaconda hard as steel rubbing against my lady bits. It felt so good, and you were asleep, so I kind of started grinding on it as I kissed your neck. Sorry, I know I shouldn't have as why you were asleep. I just thought you wouldn't mind the pleasure, heh? She said honestly as his burning jade eyes locked into her gilded ones. He sighed as he reached up to pat her head. Surprised, she actually nuzzled into it like a cat and purred. Izuku, I think that was unexpected, he said as she froze with a huge blush. Mina, are you mad at me? She asked with a pout. Izuku shook his head as he took a deep breath. Izuku, see, confused but not mad. She blinked a bit after hearing that. Mina, confused how? She asked in an effort to understand. Izuku sighed as he pointed out one enormous detail she seemed to not notice. Izuku, why a be appealing SCC girl like you with an amazing Q-quirk feels comfortable doing these things with an ugly Q-quirkless Deku like me. I know that dad and your parents get us engaged to protect me from them, but you don't have to actually pretend that you love me. I understand if you don't want to love a quirkless useless Deku. That hurt her heart to hear. She smiled sadly to the boy whose once brilliant jade eyes had lost their luster when he said those words. She cupped his cheek with her right hand. Mina, you're not ugly. I call you cutie and handsome because you're really handsome. I thank you for complimenting my appearance, Izuku. Mina softly kissed Izuku on the lips. Izuku shocked and tried to fight back because he didn't want to ruin Mina's hero dream because of his quirkleness, but sensing Mina honestly in Mina kiss, he understood that Mina truly loved him and kissed her back. After the kiss, Mina scooting to the edge of the bed before she bent forward and stood up, ensuring Izuku got a hell of a view of her but in a thong, resulting in him being a stuttering blushing mess once more. Mina. Ooh, does Izubabe like Mina's butt? She asked as she wagged it side to side with his eyes following the motion. Izuku. God yes. I'm sorry? He stammered out as she laughed hard. Mina. Don't be hee. I enjoy it when you peek at my melons and butt. If you were anyone else I'd have melted that magnificent pee-pee the first time I made you stare at my BRs. She said, I better get ready for school. Do you want to shower first, or could I? She asked, making Izuku shake his head. Izuku. Gee, go ahead, hee. I'll be fine. By the time why you get out, I'll have breakfast ready. He said with a shaky smile but his eyes brimming once more. Mina. Awesome cutie. Hee you're the best, Izubit. Time skip, thanks to Kurumi. Izuku goes for a walk through a park to clear his mind from what happened from working up with Mina grinning on top of him and making Mina that he got a hell of a view of her but and to tease her with her BR's chapter and no one POV. It's afternoon and right now Izuku and Mina rent a place for their training. Right now Izuku grabbed Mina legs after he knocked her down. Mina. Wait, what are you? Izuku cut her off and turned her slowly on the up of her head facing her onto her back as he slowly started sitting down on her back bending it, folding her in a C-type. Izuku. I'm sorry, Mina. But you need to work harder. Mina, my spine. Oh wow, it hurts, I can't bend like this. Mina was screaming and miming from the pain the Boston Crab had on her back. Izuku. If you can't handle it, then try to grab the rope or give up, say you sumbit. Izuku yelled back at her. He looked down to see her thong sinking into her PP1. Mina. No ever, I won't give up. Izuku needed to end this because he doesn't like to hurt Mina. Izuku. Okay, then have it the hard way. Izuku started bending more back and applying more pressure to hold, making Mina screams even louder. She started tearing from her eyes from how much pain the hold had on her. Izuku roared in a pulling back %100, making Mina bend more than AC, and her legs were dangling almost about to touch the back on her head. Izuku. Come on. Mina was in too much pain than ever. She started slapping the floor rapidly and hard, saying, Mina, I give up, I give, let me go, it hurts like hell. Ow. Izuku let go as Mina's legs dropped down, and she lay on her stomach, massaging her back after the pain from the Boston Crab. Little ms escaped her lips, and she looked defeated. Mina's perspective shifted as she scrambled, twisting and kicking to break free, but Izuku was far stronger. His grip felt like iron, and no matter how much she struggled, his determination made it clear that this was inevitable. When he grabbed her legs and flipped her onto her stomach, panic set in. No way! He was going for the SBMsin? As she tried to twist out of his grip, he muscled her back into place effortlessly. Her arms flailed for a moment as he hooked her legs, and despite knowing exactly what he was doing, she couldn't stop him. She clawed at the mat, desperate for anything to change, but nothing worked. He wrenched back, and she let out a long of agony. Suddenly, she was in danger of losing the fight she had asked for before laying a hand on him. Her body betrayed her, trembling under his grip, and she knew there was no escaping this. Pressing back against his hold with her toned legs did nothing to help. Shame bubbled up before she could even think. Not this. I can't take it, she thought, pounding the mat with her palm. I give up. I give up. But no release came. Desperately, she smacked the mat again. I submit, please. But Izuku simply folded her further. After 2 minutes, Izuku finally let go of Mina's legs, and they fell to the ground. He got up from her back and helped her to her feet. Once they finished their training, they headed home, where Fuyumi was feeding Eri. Time passed, and Izuku sat on the couch, processing what had just happened when a portal opened in the living room, and 3 figures stepped through. One had white hair, a scar across his left eye, and wore black and green clothing with weapons. The second was a jackal hybrid humanoid adorned with golden rings and a triangle gem on his chest. The third wore all black, with shotgun gauges on a belt and a skull-like mask. Who are you? Izuku asked. I'm Roddy, the hazardous hero, the first one said. I'm Infinite, the chaos bringer of the Phantom Ruby, the second introduced himself. I'm Reaper, the symbol of death, the third added. And we're you, Izuku Midoriya, They all said in unison. Huh. Izuku replied, confused. Roddy, Infinite, and Reaper removed their masks, revealing their freckles and eyes. After a few minutes of explanation, Izuku was bewildered. I'm freaking out, he admitted. I know the feeling, Roddy said. I was the same when I first found out about the multiverse. You're a student at UA in your world and have 3 quirks? Izuku asked Roddy. Yes. I was kidnapped by a villain called AFO, who could give and take quirks. He wanted to turn me into a weapon, but I escaped with my sister Lofi, and now we're in the 2nd year. That's a lot to take, Izuku said, turning to Infinite. You're a hybrid of a jackal with powerful abilities? Yes. Like Roddy, I was kidnapped and used for experiments for 2 years. A man named Evo Robotnik infused this into my body. He pointed at the phantom ruby on his chest and transferred energy from 8 powerful gems, the Chaos Emeralds and Enser Emerald. I escaped 2 years later. I could have killed Evo, but after hearing his story, I knew he wasn't evil, just broken. Izuku turned to Reaper. Your death? That's right. I died at the hands of Izumi and the rest of one. But because I died before my time, I got a second chance to live. The Grim Reaper revived me, and I became his messenger. I later became a bounty hunter who took down corruption in the world. That's a lot of information at once. But does Izumi also have OFA in your world, or did Toshinori give it to someone else? Izuku asked. She did have it, Roddy replied. She has it in my world too, Infinite added. She had it when she was alive, Reaper said. When she was alive? Izuku echoed. Yes. I don't know if anyone figured out about OFA in other worlds, but it's time to tell you something about it, Infinite said. What about it? Izuku asked. OFA is a curse to people who already possess a quirk. Imagine a cup filled with water. The cup is a human, and the water is the quirk. Now give him or her OFA more water. What will happen? Reaper explained. The cup will spill it out, Izuku realized. Exactly. Only a quirkless person can possess OFA, or someone whose powers don't come from a quirk. An example is me or Reaper. Our powers don't come from quirks, so OFA wouldn't affect us if we had it, Infinite clarified. And that answers your question about why I said when Izumi was alive. She challenged me to fight and kept using OFA, which depleted her last life force and she died, Reaper added. Did Toshinori take it easily or heavily? Izuku asked. No, because I killed him before Izumi, and I burned his soul, Reaper replied. Now that we've told you our stories, what's yours? Roddy asked. As Izuku began to share his life story with his counterparts, we cut to UA, where Mina and the rest of 1A were preparing to go to a facility for rescue training called the USJ. But first, they had to change into their hero costumes. In the girls' locker room, only Mina and Tsuyu were present. Tsuyu removed her uniform, revealing her green bikini, as she planned to go to the beach with family after school. Mina finished changing into her costume, and Tsuyu approached her, wanting to apologize to Izuku. How many times do I have to tell you this? Mina said, her frustration evident. You think that Izuku wants something to do with you after what you did? No one's POV. Right now, Mina was sitting on the couch. She had already drunk 2 bottles of water to calm down. Izuku, are you better, Mina? Mina, yeah. She looked at the 3 Izukis. Are you really Izuku from different worlds? Izuku, yes. But unlike this world where you stood by my side, there are others where you joined them. Mina fell silent. She looked at both Izuku, and Izuku, who nodded in confirmation. They told her their stories of what happened to them in their worlds. Mina's eyes widened in shock after finding out what her counterpart from their worlds did. Mina, are you okay with talking to me? Izuku, yes. We know you stood by our counterpart from this world. We won't harm you. Izuku, but beware. There are other versions of us who will do worse to you. Like Bendy, the green demon. Izuku, don't forget about the celestial dragon. Or Veldanava and Killer. Izuku, we would have to restrain them from doing anything before we explain to them. Izuku, so what now? They put their masks on. Izuku, For now, we'll stay in this world a little longer. A day or two. Izuku infinite. And I'm going to bet that Toshinori from this world is angry. Izuku, Reaper, imagine being beaten by someone who looks like you. Izuku, the best memory. But now we should get ready for dinner. Izuku, infinite, sure. By the way, if you want, I can give you some powers. Izuku, you can do that? Izuku, infinite, sure. The combined energy of the Phantom Ruby, Chaos Emeralds, and Imsar Emerald gives me the ability to create powers and give them to others. However, they're limited. For example, I can only give you one power because your body isn't like mine since you weren't used for experiments. You have to choose. Telekinesis, super strength where you can punch a hole through a mountain, super speed where you can run super fast, or healing powers where you can heal yourself or others, but it only works on physical damage, not illnesses. Izuku, I appreciate the offer, but I'll decline. Izuku, Reaper, why do you refuse it? Izuku, look. All of those sound amazing, but I want a normal life and a normal job. Izuku, infinite, okay. I understand and respect your decision. However, he then used his powers to create 2 katanas. At least train to use a sword so you can defend yourself. Izuku takes the swords. I will. After that, they went to prepare dinner without Mina because the last time she tried to cook, she burned the water. After they finished preparing dinner, sat at the table and started to eat. Mina, so, do you have relationships in your worlds? All 3 of them spilled their cups of water. Izuku, really? All 3 of us at once. Izuku, I'm surprised as you are. Izuku, I didn't see that question coming. Izuku, RA, but to answer your question, yes, we have relationships. In my world, I'm with my girlfriend named Itsuka Kendo from 1B. Izuku, in my world, I'm together with a girl named Rumi, or as you know her, Mirko, along with all of 1B from my world UA and a girl from the support course named Mei Hatsum. Izuku, in my world, I'm a bounty hunter. Later, I joined an organization named Night Raid, created to take down a corrupted empire. My first girlfriend is a girl with long black hair and eyes like mine. Her name is Akame. Then there are the rest of them, Shiel, Himiko, Kana, but you know her as Lady Nagant, Chelsea, and Saryu Ubiquitous, a girl that was brainwashed by the Empire, but I managed to save her. Soon, they finished eating, and each of them went to sleep. The trio decided to sleep in the living room. A few minutes later, are you sleeping? No. Izuku, neither am I. They got up and started to make a plan. Izuku, we need to be careful in the morning. Izuku, after what our counterpart, the celestial dragon, showed us. I mean, having that kind of power is crazy. Izuku, the rest of 1A from this world would ambush Mina right after that prank Toshinori from this world will pull. Izuku, we should warn our counterpart from this world. Izuku, I agree. But we shouldn't tell Mina from this world. It might change things. Izuku, will interfere when they execute their plan. Izuku, I'm going to use my ability to make ourselves hidden, and then we make our move. But we're going to need a camera too. Izuku used his powers to create a camera. Izuku, perfect. But infinite, don't you have the ability to show their memories? Izuku, yes. But by doing that, they might get scared from not knowing what I can do. Izuku, he has a point. Time skip. After All Might's prank, 1A went to change. Now only Mina and Momo were in the locker room. Mina got ready to change back to her uniform when Momo came to her. No one's POV. The tension inside Class 1A was so thick and dense you could cut it with a knife. Katsuki couldn't move because Roddy had his sword at his throat. Shoto was against the wall, and Tenya couldn't move either because Reaper had his shotguns pointed at his head. Meanwhile, Izuku was helping Mina by covering her with a blanket and trying to comfort her. Everyone heard Mina's words. Tenya tried to use his quirk to escape, but Reaper quickly shot next to his head, scratching his ear and hitting the wall. Bang. Tenya falls on the ground holding his ear. Agaga. Reaper, I told you to stay put. But you didn't listen. Izumi, you shot our friend, villain? Reaper, villain? Oh please. If I'm the villain, you're the scumbags of this world. Then the door opened, revealing Eraserhead and the other teachers. Eraserhead, we heard gunshots. What's? He activated his quirk upon seeing the three from UV. Who are you and what are you doing here? Reaper made his guns disappear, and Roddy sheathed his sword. Infinite, no need to fight. We're not here for that. Snipe, then what are you doing here and who are you? Roddy, I'm Roddy, the hazardous hero. Infinite, I'm Infinite, the chaos bringer of the Phantom Ruby. Reaper, I'm Reaper, the symbol of death. Infinite, handing the camera to Eraserhead, here. Watch the footage. Eraserhead watched the footage of what Izumi and the others attempted to do to Mina. He then glared at All Might and Inko. Eraserhead, so, you tried to put me to sleep and they'll get away with it? All Might, no we weren't. Eraserhead, the footage says otherwise. Izumi, but how are you not asleep from the pill? Eraserhead, because Yagi, I took so many sleeping pills trying to sleep that I became immune to them. Nizu, looking at Izuku, take Ashido to recovery girl, nephew. Izuku, of course. He carried Mina in his arms, bridal style, to recovery girl's office. Nizu, looking at the three, thank you for your service. But may I ask who you three are? Roddy, we're someone you already know. He got on his knees and whispered something in Nizu's ear. Uncle. Nizu widened his eyes for a second but returned to his usual demeanor. Infinite, we'll tell you who we are, but please have Detective Tsukachi come so he can confirm our stories. Nizu, very well. I would love to hear your stories. Soon, everyone left except for Eraserhead, who was glaring at Class 1A. Eraserhead, once the conversation with our three guests is over, you'll be in serious trouble. He left as well. Izumi and the others were sweating in fear of what would happen to them. Tenya's wound was not severe, just a little scratch. Meanwhile, Izuku managed to calm down Mina, who was now wearing the clothes Infinite had brought her. Izuku, are you feeling better? Mina, yes. I'm feeling better, thanks to our friends. Izuku, but Mina, I heard you say that you don't want to be a hero anymore. Are you sure about it? Mina, yes. If being a hero is to be like them, then I don't want anything related to them. I'll figure something out. Scene change. Izuku was with Roddy, Infinite, and Reaper inside Nizu's office. To their left were Class 1A and to their right were UA teachers. In front of them were Nizu and Detective Naomasa. Naomasa, so, Roddy, Infinite, and Reaper. Can you tell us who you are? Roddy, of course. But brace yourselves. It might shock you. He took off his mask. I'm Izuku Midoriya. Nice to meet you. Infinite, taking his mask off as well, I'm Izuku Midoriya Mugen. Pleasure to meet you. Reaper, moving his mask up, I'm Izuku Midoriya. Nice to meet you too. Everyone, except for Izuku and Nizu, widened their eyes. In front of them were four boys who looked almost the same. Snipe, why do you have the same name? Nizu, smirking while drinking tea, so, the theory of the multiverse is right? Izuku Roddy, yup. Snipe, hold on. Are you saying that the three of you are from parallel universes? All three, yup. Cementos, that's a nice story, but don't you think you're exaggerating? Izuku, Reaper, Naomasa, how's our story? Naomasa, shocked that, saying the truth. Everyone, except for Izuku and Nizu, widened their eyes upon hearing that they were telling the truth. Izuku, Infinite, we are different versions of him. He pointed at Izuku. But with different stories and worlds. Izuku, Roddy, in my case, I was kidnapped when I was 12 by a villain whose quirk could steal and give to others because of their versions from my world. He pointed at Class 1A. He tried to experiment on me and turn me into a weapon. But after 2 years, I managed to escape with my sister, Lofi. Later, I met my real father, and both Lofi and I started a new life. Chapter end. Another year passed. Hisashi retired and gave Izuku everything about Midoriya Industries. Now, Izuku at 19 to 20 was coming home after a day of work. His secretary, Mina, couldn't work anymore because she was 4 months pregnant. As for them, Izumi died because of the OFA curse. Mineta died by being crushed by a boulder. Katsuki lost his right hand, forcing him to retire from hero work. Tenya also had his career end because he lost his leg against Tensei received mechanical legs from Midoriya Industries and could walk again, but he didn't return to the hero world. A student who was part of the big three of UA in the past, Mirio Togata, became the #1 hero after receiving OFA from past users because he lost his quirk during the Overhaul raid. Later, Overhaul was found dead in prison. All of their clues from the footage pointed to a thick black fog and Overhaul having a bullet hole in his head. Back to Izuku. Izuku, opening the door, "I'm home." Eri ran as best as she could. Eri, "Papa." Izuku, catching Eri, "Hey there, my snowball." Fuyumi came with tea and warm milk. Mina, sitting on the couch, "Welcome home, dear."